This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Alright, it's time to check ourselves out of this crazy church. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Syberia II. In the last episode, we got Hans committed, but then we realized it was a really bad idea because these church folk don't know what the heck they're doing. They're from the Dark Ages, and usually I wouldn't say that about everyone, but in this case, it's going to harm Hans more than anything. So let's see if we can figure out a way out of here. First, we got to find Brother Alexi's stuff. We know he's deceased, but he's got to have left something behind. So let's check this out. Ooh, that's a nice look at Romensburg. Oh, look at that. There's the train right there. I wonder if Oscar's there. Probably freaking out. Oh yeah, where did Oscar go? He didn't. I guess he just stayed with the train. So I wonder. And there's the creepy guys over there. Who knows what they're up to? And Circos's place, I think, is right there. But anyway, well, remember before about something about the mammoth or the eye or whatever in the letter there? Let's put the stained glass mammoth on here. Boink. That can't be all though. There must be something else we can do. Oh, we can manipulate this stuff. Well, let's try it out. Boom, baby. Haha. There's probably other ways to do it, but that's probably the fastest way to do it. So, all right, let's go check out that and see what that shows us. The eye of the mammoth. A secret passage. No, sorry, I didn't get to show that very long. It was basically just a closed-up version of what we saw over there. So, probably should have given a second to look at the artwork, but yeah, I was in detective mode. I had to keep going. So. Let's see. Can we interact with it? Looks like there's some candles, some books. Looks like perhaps a journal or something like that. A grail? He chose poorly. Okay, that's all we need. Alexei Tukyanov. Notes and sketches from the frozen north. Okay. April 15th, 1947. I loaded my bags and provisions onto a sled pulled by several sturdy, healthy beasts and left the Romensburg monastery, heading northward in search of the mysterious peoples inhabiting the vast desolate wastes of the Siberian tundra. My superiors had conferred on me the missions of evangelizing those pagan tribes from their heathen shamanic beliefs. way to read that properly. I have traveled under assumed identity, that of a lowly trapper. I had to be wary of the agents of the state and of the military, for whom any religious activity is suspect. They, for their part, traveled the length and breadth of eastern Siberia, trying to convince the villagers of the debatable benefits of collectivism. It took me several weeks to accustom myself to the unfamiliar harness. Is that harshness? It looks like harness. Oh, unfamiliar harness. I found no dogs in Romensburg and had to make do with Yuki purchased from a hunter. The Yuki is relative to both seals and dogs. Oh, I think we've seen something like that, haven't we, folks? The Yuki, let's see. Yeah, the Yuki. Oh, what a doofy looking thing. It probably gets eaten in the wild easily because of how doofy it is. And then the Siberian bear. The Yuki is relative to both seals and dogs. In the wild, the Yuki lives on riverbanks. It is an easy capture for the trapper as its gluttony is well documented. In winter, it gorges itself on orange salmon, a prey that it often has to share in the wild with the fierce Siberian bear, another creature very partial to the fish. Ooh. Don't want to meet either one of them, really. But we've already met the Yuki. God, the Yuki looks like just something out of a kid's cartoon, you know, not like something out of nature, you know. Once tamed, the Yuki is an affectionate but whimsical animal. It resists all form of discipline and training, and only if there are no dogs available is it used to pull sleds. Certain Arctic people, however, seem to have better mastered the secret of their domestication, and the Yuki is central to their daily activities. Of all the people who inhabit these God-forsaken regions, I find the yokels the most fascinating. Perhaps this is why I hit for the region where I was most likely to encounter them. Ooh, very dapper. Either that or maybe the reason it's drawn like this is because Alexei wanted to draw them all cute and cuddly and everything. Not storybook stuff. Or as storybook, yeah, whatever. Yokel religious mass. Representing the soul messenger who guides the dying to the other world, the yokels are fearful of him. I can see why. Same with death and all that. The journey was long and dangerous. It wasn't until October 27, 1947 that, for the first time, I made contact with the yokels. I have spent long months living among them. I have come to know them and to understand them for who they are. I soon abandoned any notion of converting them. I applied myself instead to the study of their mores and customs. So little is known about the yokels, less than is known about any inhabitant of the frozen north. Today they live far, far away, at the furthermost tip of the Siberian tundra. Because of their remoteness and their inhospitable climate, the yokels have remained small in number, overlooked by the scientific community and the Soviet government machine. The only documents available before my departure were several drawings, notes, and photographs taken 100 years ago by a Russian explorer, Mary Budronov. It is to her we owe what little is of the yokel people and its culture. Well, thanks, lady. Appreciate it. The yokels hark back to the last ice age. Curiously, traces of the presence have been found in Western Europe, and more precisely in the heart of the French Alps in the prehistoric caves of Vauldemare. This science suggests that over the centuries they undertook a long migration towards the extreme north of the globe. Kind of like over the ice bridge over across Alaska and Asia. Same thing. That's why a lot of people think that the America, I don't know what all the details are, but the longest theory for the longest time is that the American continent was for the longest time didn't have any inhabitants on it until those who lived in Asia, like Siberia, went over the ice bridge, and then eventually, went down into those areas, and so they were people originally from like Asia and places like that. But I don't know all the details. It's been forever since I looked into that type of stuff, so I could be talking crap. The sacred hairfang. This bird is often inseparable from the yokel shamans. It is to be considered in turns as his friend, representative in even his incarnation. There it is, a little bird there. The shaman. Ew, I'm gonna get you. Yeah. At least that's what it looks like. Lemmings congregate on the open plains of Siberia. They feed on grains and small fruit that they store in their holes to face the scarcity of the winter months ahead. Lemmings dig deep tunnels in the ice to escape their predators. The hunters they most fear are harfangs, who seem to find lemmings something of a delicacy. Unless the lemmings end up killing themselves like in those video games, but those games are real to life, yo. On several occasions during my journey, I encountered traces of yokel society far to the west of the areas we know today. Along forest trails, I discovered small piles of carefully piled stones, altars on which yokels hunters made ritual offerings to one of their pagan gods. And a little cute picture there of them just looking at stuff. We now know the reason for the yokels' long migration. Their domestic economy was, it seems, directly linked to the mammoth. They used the mammoth for both transport and as beasts of burden, for meat, skin, fat, and ivory. It is beyond doubt that we are dealing with a genuine case of symbiosis between man and animal. Mammoths were forced north by changing climate conditions, and the yokels followed. Some prehistoric cave drawings identified as being of yokel origin have led the scientific community to conjecture that one time the yokels realized the incredible achievement of domesticating mammoths. They are, to our knowledge, the only prehistoric people to have represented a man astride a mammoth. Look there, very nice picture. I do like the artwork in the game. It was very, very detailed. I wonder if they got a local artist or something like that does pictures of ancient cultures to do this or not. I don't know. Sorry for all the coughing. Yokel life was thus intimately linked to that of their pachyderms. They used their hides for clothing and to build roofs, walls, and houses. They used their tusks to construct the framework of their dwelling and for people, tools, and jewelry. Curiously, the disappearance of the mammoths 2,000 years ago had no immediate impact on the yokels' way of life. It seems that they were able to retain the strong link that tied them to mammoths throughout millennia. As incredible as it might seem, yokels still feed on mammoth meat today and use mammoth hide for clothing to roof their dwellings. Their craftsmanship of mammoth ivory is altogether remarkable. It appears that the yokels have managed to retain their ancestral habits by using over the years the many frozen mammoth bodies that are perfectly preserved in the frozen Siberian waste. I don't know how they do that. Wouldn't the flesh eventually suffer from like ice burn or something like that? And then if it whatever. I don't know all the details about freezing stuff and how it works, because it can eventually go bad no matter how cold it is. It just reduces the growth of like parasites and bacteria and stuff like that was on it in the first place. Maybe they make sure to clean it well, and that's why they use like salt and stuff like that. So anyway, they are said to have lived off this enormous pantry for more than 30 centuries. To do this, they have hollowed out a vast network of caves in the frozen ground. According to the intrepid explorer Mary Budronov, yokel civilization has now gone underground. Specialists in the paleontology department of St. Petersburg have never credited yokel myth and legends. However, the legend of the Siberian ice arc is typical of such folklore. It has long been considered a fable told by shaman in the evening to ward off the boredom of the long Siberian winter months. That's usually how a lot of tales are. I like the artwork there. Looks like he's got a drum, but it could be something else. The legend tells that somewhere in the lost tundra to the north of the last island to the north of the tundra, there still exists live mammoths, relics of long-gone ice age, a tiny population that has been preserved for more than 12 centuries under yokel care. The island the pachyderms inhabit is called Syberia. To my notes, I add the tale of the legend as Mary Budrodov related to her memoirs. It agrees on all points with statements from yokels I had the fortune to meet. Although the story constitutes no proof of the existence of the island of Siberia, it forms a tantalizing hypothesis. Scarlet bramble, Infernus rhombus, bluegrass, cerulean herba, fossilized plant life. When full of rise, the odor of its flowers is so strong that it's known to awaken hibernating yuki. Sorry. Scarlet bramble. Mixed with walrus blubber or tallow, this scarlet bramble is frequently used in yokel medicine. The fumes released by burning it have considerable healing properties. The shamans recount that the plant only grows in the tomb of one whose soul is at peace. Haven't we done something like that already? The Legend of Syberia. At the end of the last ice age, there were huge climatic changes. Much of the land was flooded by water. The sudden environmental variation put the existence of a number of animal species in danger, including the mammoths that inhabited the lands of the Siberian North at that time. The yokels, a particularly advanced people for the age, set about construction of an enormous ark, like that of Noah, with the objective of preserving the mammoth objects of religious devotion from extinction. Man, had trouble with that one. The enormous craft was entirely constructed of mammoth tusks and was loaded with a small herd of beasts, huge quantities of fur. The fate of the ship was entrusted to several particularly courageous members of the yokel clan. I think we heard about this in the previous game, if I recall. Their vision was to lead the animals towards more welcoming climes. Climes? I assume climates, but once such lands were discovered, it's agreed that they would unload the animals and then come back to spread the tidings of their good fortune. It wasn't until 10 years later that the ark returned to the starting place. The yokels who had remained on the continent were surprised to find the ship empty, but for the perfectly preserved bodies of several mammoths in ice that spacked the bottom of the ship. They took this mysterious offering as a sign of the gods, ate the mammoths in a memorable feast. Yeah, it was mentioned in the last game. A week later, carried along by ocean currents, the ark set sail again. Once more it returned 10 years later with more frozen mammoths on board. The phenomenon continued for millennia. Every 10 years the ark would reappear, each time filled with immaculately preserved mammoths. The yokels interpreted the phenomenon as an act of benevolence on the part of the souls of their congeners? Maybe. Congeners who had died during the ark's first journey in some infernal maritime cataclysm. They made a religion of the ark with its own rites and customs that was marked by the periodic appearance of the phantom ship and its precious cargo. If there was an RPG, this would be where you'd have to fight a ghost or something. For centuries, nothing seemed to affect the ark's mysterious roundabout. One day, however, the ark returned earlier than expected and empty. This was 100 years ago. The poor yokels fell into deep depression. Everything they had believed in and had been the foundation of their culture since the dawn of time lost meaning. The most valiant tried hard to maintain hope, especially because the ark still continued its peregrinations into the unknown, borne away by the seasonal ocean tides. But one morning the ark refused to set sail. Many yokels then left their village forever, trailing their despair across the tundra. Sometimes they can be encountered in the smoke-filled drinking holes of the last outposts of civilization. I wonder. These poor slidden souls drown their befuddled minds in alcohol, recounting their unlikely mammoth tales to fellow alcoholics. When the explorer Budrodov arrived among the yokels, she noted the presence of what was once a ship. Only the yokels could perceive the mythical craft of the legends beneath the layers of ice that accumulate over centuries. She put forward the hypothesis that the accumulated ice had eventually doubled the volume of the ark and rendered it incapable of negotiating the dangers posed by floating ice in the Arctic flow. Alexei Tukhanov can confirm that the observations of the audacious adventurer are true. The ark that led to the Isle of Siberia is indeed real. Even if I have not found the formal proof, I am convinced of this isle's existence and that the remnant of mammoth population may still live there today. Alexei Tukhanov. I see. Well, if that's the case, then maybe there is more. You know, we were kind of not believing Hans. We were just kind of going along with it, but maybe there's truth to it. So let's grab this yokel relic. And let's get out of here. So now we need to make that healing candle that they said there. So because it was mentioned in the book means we can actually make it. Surprise, surprise. So we already, last episode, we already got a piece of it, which was that bramble we got from a peaceful place, which is the cemetery. So yeah, that's the reason to go there. But I was clicking on it anyway just to grab whatever because of the obvious stuff. But now we have an in-game reason for why we did that in the first place. So let's make this candle. So, and I think I know where we need to do that now that we actually have the stuff for it. So now we can actually use this thing. Okay, so let's grab the brambles, put them in there, and then I think, do we actually need to use the relic or anything? No. I don't think we need to use anything else. I think we can close it. And we would have had to grab a wick, which I already did. That's what that is. That's a wick. This is basically a candle making machine or whatever. So, and there it is. There's the candle. Yay. And we can't click on it anymore because we don't need to do anything with that. So, and I already did this earlier, so we already made our candles. So I already did a lot of this ahead of time without realizing it. So, I wonder if you can put it in and do it. Oh, I was about to say, can we make it again? But no, we don't need to. So, all right. Now that we have what we need, let's go cure Hans. And then we could have a good excuse to finally get out of here because these people are crazy. Okay, only the patriarch's really crazy when you think about it. The rest of the guys, they're doing whatever they do. Oh, wait, it's this way. They're doing what they believe is right, or solitude and all this other stuff, and that's fine for them. Not for me, but I can understand it. So we just have to quickly get back to... Well, there's no time or anything, just... But Kate Walker's a lawyer. She's got to get there. Quick, quick, quick. Fast, fast, fast. Alright, let's set up the candle here.
I need something else to activate it.
Right. We need the relic first. So we're going to actually put the candle in that. Alright, put the candle. And then let's light this sucker. Will it work? Can we even... Oh, I was about to say, can we even light the match? Well, it's more like a children's toy than anything. Yes, my name is Kate. Oh, can we take that back?
Enough smoke for one day.
I mean, that was a cool little light show, but I guess maybe it's the vapors from the candle or someone that they breathed in, but seemed pretty quick about it.
How's it going?
Kate, okay, yes. What am I doing here?
It's a long story.
Are we going yet?
Can you walk?
I'd like to, but...
Don't move, Hans. I'm going to find a way to get us out of here.
Well, now that Hans is okay...
How's it going?
Kate.
Okay, she's repeating herself.
Don't...
Okay. Well, now that he can walk and he looks fine, we can probably ask the patriarch to have him leave. Sorry for taking up your time, dude. But we need to get out of here, so... Let's go ask him or someone, see if they can help Hans get back to town, and then we can be on our way. Right? It's gonna be just that easy. Let's just talk to the patriarch and get on our way. But let's check, take a look at the lift, see if we can get that prepared and set for ready to go. So hopefully it should be just easy. What are you doing here? Okay. Are you guarding the place?
Good day to you, Father.
You must leave your friend now. We're going to take him away.
Wait, hold on. I mean, he's not completely cured, but he's cured enough to move. So, I don't think you need to do that, dude.
Father, I have found a trace of the monk Alexei Tukianov.
By the saints above us, did you not heed my warnings? He is a heretic, I tell you. He is damned! Damned!
Hey, just because he's interested in Yukol customs doesn't make him a criminal.
Yukols are a degenerate mongrel race. emissaries of the devil. Do you hear me, poor fallen female? And you are just a woman. God forbid.
You're laying it on a bit thick there, Father.
You could tell Kate's really trying to hold it in. Like, she's like,
I've come to tell you we're leaving your monastery.
I prohibit you. You hear?
What? But Hans is cured now. There's no reason to hang around.
He is not cured. It is an illusion of the devil. You have corrupted his soul, female, with your heathen hogwash. It is out of the question that Hans Vorarlberg leave this monastery.
why do you care so much? Like, it doesn't bother you if we just leave. Like, he's really... I mean, I get it. Like, the motivation is just... It just seems unrealistic. It's just like, why? But we gotta have some drama here, so...
I have followed Hans's instructions, and I have managed to treat him.
What? You dared?
Don't worry. He's feeling much better.
Here, in this monastery? But that is blasphemy, Miss Walker. You have to account for this before God.
I think God would be fine. I don't think he's, like, cares that much about this little rinky-dinky place. I mean, if you believe what you believe, that this all-knowing entity, like, would he really care about that? Like, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say no. I'm just saying, if you were this big epic entity that, like, controlled everything or had control of creation, would you really care about this little thing?
I'll tell you again, Father. Hans Vorarlberg and I are going to continue our journey. Together.
Hans Vorarlberg is going no further, Miss Walker.
Well, since this is a puzzle game and not an action game, we're not going to be kung fu fighting our way out of this. We're going to have to find another solution, but...
Just what do you mean by Hans Vorarlberg is going no further?
Your friend is dying, my child.
I warn you, I will not leave this place without Hans.
War all you like, Miss Walker. Hans Vorarlberg will only be leaving here in a box.
We'll just see about that, Father.
Well, that's dark, but... Actually, that's not a bad idea. Thanks, Chief. I think we got a way to get out of here. But how do we get to that box, though? Can't just take it. Hey, now that we think about it, the Patriarch is not in his little ring-a-ding hovel anymore. Now he has to guard the lift. Let's see if there's any secrets inside before we leave. All right. There's got to be something around here. Oh yeah, and I guess the whole point of that, about the portrait there, the thing you can interact with, it's just supposed to tell you that there's something off about it or whatever. So there's nothing you can really do about that. But anyway, let's go inside his room. Let's read his diary. Dear Diary, I stopped some heretics today. I'm a good boy. Jeez. I mean, I love the artwork though. Oh, what the? Well, that's a very sacred key. I wonder what it protects. Let's grab it. We got the ornate key. All right. And there's been only one door we couldn't unlock. Is the that locked gate from over here. So let's take a look at that. All right. Let's take a look here and use that. Boink. I think those are the bells. Well, you know what they say about monks, they always heed the call of the bells for vestibule or whatever it is, so let's ring those bells. Hark, hail the angels sing. Glory be the newborn king. Alright. Now that we've distracted everyone, especially the one that mattered, let's go back to the graveyard and get that box. Yeah, now that we got like the part about figuring out where the thing is, everything else is kind of coming up. Everything's coming up Millhouse, or in this case, Walker. So let's get that. Let's go grab that. Whoops. Yeah. See, everyone went into church because of the bell, so it was time to pray or whatever. Now, even if you didn't know that's what you had to do, it seems roughly, you know, you just click on things and there you go. So, and there's the box we're going to be riding in, or the Hans will be riding in to get out of here. So, And if the monks built it, it's probably a pretty good craftsmanship, so we could use that as a sled quite easily. And yet we just gotta...
It's kind of steep. But with the sled, I could slide down the slope.
I think after that, I think all I have to do is go get Hans. I was just seeing if there's anything else we can mess with here or not. Probably not. Okay, we're done. So let's go get... Now that we're ready to go, let's get Hans, so we can escape this crazy place. There, let's yeah, get back to... You would think after doing all that we'd be ready to go, so we wouldn't have to worry about, so just cut to that, but no, we gotta inform Hans of our trials. I wonder if the... Actually, I kind of wonder if the Patriarch went to church after us ringing the bells, but either way.
What, Kate Walker?
Let's go.
Yes, Kate Walker. We must be quick.
Ta-ta-ta-day, Junior!
No! Do not go! No! You must stay! Stop them!
That was some ride, huh, Hans?
Yes, it was real fun, Kate Walker. Really.
Alright, now it's time for us to leave. There's no other reason to keep us here, right? Hans is cured, the train's ready to go. Let's go, Hans. On to the next chapter, right?
Hans?
Right, we're about to leave, right?
I hope this old patriarch has finally understood.
The Patriarch has a very closed mind.
To put it mildly, the guy's a fanatic.
Yeah, he was, but we got away. He even did the villain line, ooh! Man, it's like, sometimes this game gets really cartoony for like weird reasons. It's you know, it's a thing to like about, but it's also like, man, what were they thinking?
Are you okay, Hans?
It's going to be fine, Kate. I'm just a little weary.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. We got you covered. We'll get out of here, right? We're ready to go?
Hans, do you think we can carry on with our journey?
There's just a spot of work I haven't finished. You'll have to help me, Kate.
Of course. What can I do for you? Tell me.
I have repaired the clockwork heart for the horses, but I'm too tired, too weak. Can you go to the cabaret and fit it instead of me, Kate?
It's all right. I'll go. Don't worry. Get some rest.
Why are you doing this to me, game? We did everything here. We need to go. Why are you dragging this out? Nah, it's fine. I find it funny how we escape with Hans, we cured him, we think, oh, we're ready to go, and then he's like, hey, I've got more work for you to do. And you're like, I think it's just funny, really.
Hans?
Yeah, we got some more questions. All right.
A clockwork heart? What on earth is that, Hans?
It's a tiny mechanism that makes the cabaret horses come to life.
But it must be real difficult to install.
Oh, no. It's really very easy, Kate Walker. You will manage, I'm sure.
Like we always do.
Hans, is there anything else to do before leaving?
As soon as the mechanical horses are working again, we'll be able to leave.
You better be riding this one, Hans. Just because you're old doesn't mean I'll give you one. Yeah.
Do you want me to take the heart to Sirkos?
Sirkos is an old friend, but he is not a good mechanic. You will have to give him a hand installing it.
Okay, I'm off. You have a rest. See you later.
Hurry back.
Well, I would have hurried back if you didn't make me go fix this mechanical heart. Well, despite everything that's going on, we still have to stay in this town just a little bit longer. But it has grown on me a little bit. Will Kate be able to put the mechanical heart to work and not put too much effort into it? Or will we be forced to stay here for all eternity with Hans having all sorts of things left at his beck and call that he can't seem to finish? Find out next time in the next episode of Syberia II. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.